Hi guys, welcome to Fishing Tackle channel. I wanted to share this on this video, one of my obsession I guess, um, having rod and reel that is somewhat stylish, just customizing it in a way that it isn't just functional, but um, in a way that it's a little bit stylish. So these reels are various colors that I look for and bought on purpose. Whenever I see different colors, function is very important, right? I'm not gonna buy it just for the color, but I buy it in mind with how I'm going to customize it, pair it up with different style of rod that matches up with this. So these are some of my reels that I have, and as you can see, I used to, just like anybody else, I started with spinning reels, but somehow I discovered, or I started using bait casts and round reels, and now that's all I have. I have about 3 spinning reels and rest are bait casts, but I would compare this to, I guess, if you're driving a car, right? That's the analogy I guess I'll use for this video. You are driving either for functionality to get from point A to point B, or for somewhat of a hobbyist, right? Just like fishing is for me. It's not just about catching fish. I don't have to catch any fish, just being out there with the right equipment, trying out different techniques to catch fish. That's what makes it a hobby for me. So, I guess comparing to a car, bait cast or conventional reel is comparable to like a manual drive vice. Spinning reel would be for more of an automatic. So just usage wise, I think spinning reel, I started off, or most people start off with the spinning reel because it's much easier. Doesn't mean anything's wrong with it, right? Most people drive automatic for the convenience of it and the functionality. I guess manual drive, it's for people that enjoy driving or for a specific purpose. And I think that's what it is for baitcast. And as well as, I guess, what I'm doing for styling out my rod and reels. Some people they settle for, yeah, things like ugly stick, just pen, regular color, black or white, color rod and reels, whatever that you could buy. I mean, as long as it catches fish, right? And functionalities, they're outlasting. For me, I think it's a combination of various things like that. I like to have a functioning rod and reels that is meant to catch fish, but at the same time, I like it a little bit stylish, right? Just it's not just like driving. It's not about just going from point A to point B. You want to drive with um, some convenience, but at the same time you like the style. You like the style of engine, the color, the rims that you put in your car. I think it's comparable to fishing reels, buying fishing reels and matching it up with fishing reels and rods as well. So this is what I did. These are various colors I bought, and these are some of the combinations, mix and match, based on the color and the style of fishing I had. Anyways, these are some of the combinations that I have. And the first rod reel this would be the first time I actually really bought a rod reel for its style. So this is on purpose. The Abu Garcia, I bought it overseas. Each country, if you don't know, each country has their own local domestic shop that is licensed, approved vendor, I guess, or company in these branches, right? So this one was from Korea. So Korea, you won't get this in Japan or anywhere else, I don't think. The Abu Garcia Korea came up with this style, various color, and this one is the orange color that I purchased. And they also have, based on different color, this one is like a multi-jigging. There's a light jigging, which is like a yellow color. There's a blue color that's more, I guess, heavier jigging. And there's other colors, I think about 3 or 4 variations, and they pair it up as well as with different accessories, as such as like backpacks, tackle box, tackle bags, gloves, like fishing hats and things like that, even jackets that pair up. So there's a stylish factor in it. This one I bought it separately. The rod is actually a Korean made Abu Garcia as well. You don't find this style anywhere. And then the reel is from Amazon that I bought. Again, Amazon warehouse has really good deal. If I bought that reel, it's an inshore saltwater Abu Garcia reel, and if I bought it brand new, it would have cost me over $300, I think, in most shops. I bought it on Amazon warehouse for about, I think, 130, 140 or something like that. So I had a really good deal on it. It's hard to find it now, but if you look for it, you'll find these deals based on people returning for some reason, buyer's remorse or something like that. So this one is a multi-jigging rod I bought. 250 right there means 250 up to 250 grams in sinker that you could use. So that's about, I think, somewhere between 6 and 8 ounces. So these multi-rod jigging rod. See, it looks like a bass rod, but then it's capable of withholding up to 6 to 8 inches. And I think I've used these real rod to pull up, combination to pull up, I think, what was it, like 17-pound halibut in Korea. So it's a pretty good rod. You don't need to have heavy overcompensate your rod and reels, right? And this one is one of my favorite rod and reel. Again, they're both made in Korea. This one is special. I bought the rod, was a gift for my sister, I think, for my birthday. She paid for it when she came to visit in Korea, and it was one of the nicer rod. It's called downshot air. It's specifically for downshot, which in America we call it drop shot, right? It's for halibut fishing out there, and it's supposed to be super light. So I think that rod itself is about maybe 5 ounce or less, so it's super light. And then my reel is about, I think, 6 or 7 ounce. So in total rod and reel is about 12 ounces, between 10 and 13, 15 ounces max. So all of my I use this for full day fishing, right? Most of you guys, I see a lot of people using really heavy conventional reel. I mean, yeah, it's great for if you're going fishing at a depth of like outshore, 600 feet plus type of fishing, and also or for big yellowtail or tuna fishing, right? Game fishing. But for anything that ranges, right, 10 to 20 pound max fish, I've caught, like I said, like a 17, 20 pound halibut with the combination of these multi-jigging reel and rod. So this one is another Abu Garcia that I bought, gold color. I didn't buy it to pair this up with, but I happened to win this Shimano Conquest reel on a fishing tournament in Korea. So that's another great thing in Korea. All the fishing boat, you get free entry into fishing tournament for a promotion to get regulars. Korean fishing, if you're ever out fishing in Korea, out visiting Korea or Japan, talk to the locals or talk to someone that's bilingual and go out fishing. You don't need a license. It's a full day fishing where they serve you lunch, like free ramen and coffee, canned coffee and soda, all you can drink on a boat for about 10 hours with bathroom. It's well built boat that holds about 30-40 people, and yeah, it costs less than $100. You fish all day long, and they'll sashimi the fish for you afterwards for free too. But this one is a combination of a AliExpress rod that I bought. It was about $80 with coupon and discount, so look for those Black Friday. And then the reel is actually a bass reel. It's a Abu Garcia Ike, I guess, special edition, and that's about $280 reel. But I think I bought it for on Amazon Warehouse for a discount for about 140, I think. And it's a really good reel. There weren't any damages. Again, it was an open box and it had everything in there. So, and this is one of my favorite combination here. This is all I think American made. Offshore Tako International rod that my wife got me, and then the Super Duty loose Super Duty 300 reel that I bought. One of my favorite reels that I have. It's only about $130, and it's solid reel that cranks. The drag goes up to I think 30 pounds or something like that. So yeah, it's more than capable of holding. It's a wide, I think, bait cast, and specifically made for big freshwater and saltwater fish. So I've been using that for a year, like 2-3 years, I think. Doing fine and no issue on saltwater fishing. And this one is another Shimano Osea rod. If you've seen my other videos, that I made some videos about it. That's another one I won as a first place, second place, I think, on a fishing tournament in Korea for catching one of the biggest fish, halibut, I guess, on a boat out of 25 people or so. Free entry again. Regulars, you get entered for free, just being on a boat for $100 to get on a boat for about 10-hour fishing. And if you get the biggest fish, that's what happened. I won that Shimano reel and this Shimano rod right here. Two consecutive trip that I went out, I got really lucky. And then for the reel, that's another AliExpress Ryobi reel that I bought, and I haven't used it yet. I definitely on my next trip, when the fishing season starts here in Delaware, Maryland, I'll definitely use it and kind of provide you guys with some input as to how I like it. Here's a reel for you guys that watch YouTube. It's a John Skinner recommended reel, right? I customized it a little bit. I changed the handle because I noticed the red little coloring in there. It's a sticker in there, and then I wanted to use it for with a power handle. It comes with like a bass fishing paddle handle, right? So I decided to buy that and pair it up with this this rod that I bought in Korea. It's called a.k.a. It's a Korean company rod. It's considered light jigging. It's something that you use for I think red sea bream fishing. Thai raba is what they call it in Korea, or in other country Thai rubber fishing. It's a good rod, and it paired perfectly with that John Skinner reel that I purchased a couple years ago. So it's a nice color, and yeah, the red matches up with the handle. And you were wondering what was with the white, how does the white one match up? You'll see in a bit. The tip of this rod is actually a combination of white and red color, and that's one of the reasons I matched it up. And all these rods and reels, I get a lot of comments from fellow fishermen when I go out, wondering where I purchased it, and I think people are not aware. They go to local tackle shop or online, and you don't get much options, right? Like what do we have really up here? You got some local tackle shop that sells Penn or Okuma, or if you go to Dick's or Bass Pro, there's not a lot of option. It's usually the big companies, but or local companies, but you don't get much options, and it's probably because there's not much demand for it. And here's a Daiwa TWS inshore reel that I combined with this lure killer that I bought. That's supposedly sort of a copy of the Osea Shimano rod, the 600 rod I showed you earlier. This one is a $100 rod that has a similar rod seat and style of it, but it's a pretty good rod. I do recommend spending that $100 and see if you like it or not. I definitely don't regret it. I do recommend, not so much for fishing reel, but for rod, I would recommend it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this combination. I just wanted to, again, I made this video because I enjoyed looking at it and wanted to share with other people to show that there's other, you could somewhat customize it. You could have some style of fishing, and if you haven't used bait cast or round reel or conventional, whatever you want to call it, it gives you a lot more technical functionality. So I highly recommend it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you liked it, please subscribe and like this video, and I'll make more videos like this. Thanks.